Now recording. Perfect. Recording in progress. So just a quick recap. The solar flares have been crazy. Eclipse season is crazy. We are moving into the final eclipse of this series of eclipses, and it is in Scorpio. This will be the last eclipse in Scorpio for a long time. So everything that we're moving through purging has been really intense. A lot of deep-seated fears, anxieties. It can be addictions, old cycles, self-limiting beliefs. This is like deep subconscious purging. Scorpio is ruled by Mars and Pluto. So very emotional right now. Mars is in Cancer. Pluto is about to go retrograde in Aquarius, I believe. So we are really being asked to examine, once again, all of our cycles and kind of apply all of the learning over the next coming months. The card that I pulled is the Ace of Cups reversed. So an Ace of Cups upright is an invitation for us to step deeper into self-love, into love for others, commitment, expression, for us to fill up our own cup emotionally, because we're no good to anyone else if we are not with a full cup. The other thing that we really need to review is who the fuck is around us that continues to punch holes in the bottom of our cup. And as we continue to fill, people are punching these holes. And maybe it's conscious, maybe it's unconscious, maybe we are unconsciously allowing them to do so because we subconsciously don't think that we actually deserve to be at a full cup for whatever reason. We live in a society that teaches us we're too fat, we're too thin, we're too ugly, we're too tall, we're too skinny, we're too whatever. So it's like, it's hard for us to fill our cup when everything around us is telling us your cup will never be full. So there's a lot here with the container that we're creating to hold ourselves within. When I see an Ace of Cups reversed, I think about those things. Who is blocking us from being able to actually fill this up? Is it old belief systems? Is it old relationships? Are we attached to old emotions, old stories that like, we'll never find another partner, or how dare this person do this to me? And, or this trauma. It's like, I get it. I have been through the darkest of darks and the lightest of lights. And I have all my own childhood trauma, sexual trauma, bullshit trauma. Like, I fucking get it. Obviously, we're all in a completely different story. I'm not trying to downplay anybody's story, but like, I get it to some degree. That being said, these things happen for us. These things happen for our enlightenment. These things happen for our conscious expansion. And I know this is triggering to a lot of people. I hope we don't lose anybody here, but on a different level, you have asked for these characters in your story, no matter what age it was, to actually play a role for you here on Earth to allow you to expand and ascend through these difficult learning experiences. We forget that as a human. It's really uncomfortable, but what we do a lot of the times is we internalize it. We create a story that it's our fault, that we're shitty, that we deserve it, that we whatever, and then we carry that for so long. So we're going to release those stories. We're going to release those people. We're going to release what we can around all of that. And that's going to allow us to remove the blocks so that we can move into this next cycle with an Ace of Cups, which is bringing us more opportunity for expansion, self-love, growth, etc. So that is kind of the energy that we are dealing with right now. There's a lot happening with, I'm not even going to get into Mercury retrograde or Taurus season. I have 2 workshops for that. They're going to be on sale soon because we're halfway through. So you guys can find those after this. But we're also in Mercury retrograde right now, which is also very mentally exhausting and mentally taxing. So today we're going to clear some of the mental stuff as well. This is probably going to go a little bit over because we started a little bit later and I'm still talking, but I'm going to bring us through as quickly as possible. We're going to go pretty deep, pretty quick. I've already been meditating on this, and I called in your highest vibrational guides to join us. So your guides are with you. My guides are with me. Whether or not you're watching this live or the recording, the energy in the container is still very present. And this will be available for others afterwards. We had almost 1,000 people sign up. So if you think of 1,000 people having 2 or 3 guides each, guys, that is like 20, 30,000 energy workers on the other side Plus me, I work with a shit ton of, every time I connect with someone, they're like, oh my God, you have like a whole city of energy workers behind you. I'm like, I know. So like, there's like, you know, thousands and thousands of guides here that are holding this container with us, which is incredible. And the more we trust and believe in that process, the more we amplify each other's experiences and amplify each other's energy. So just know that all the faces here, whether you're seeing them now or they're on the recording, their guides are also here supporting this process. So we are really taken care of, and we are like locked and fucking loaded with this deep Scorpio plutonic energy to pull some of this shit out. So stay very hydrated today, and I would even say for the rest of the week up until even after the eclipse. Find the proper support systems, a good friend who's maybe into this stuff, not just like a friend you've known forever who doesn't even meditate, because they'll be like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're ascending. It's like, talk to somebody who knows what you're talking about. Maybe some Reiki, a therapist, coaching, whatever, because you may feel triggered at times today or after this, and your dreams could be intense. You may find that people reach back out to you because energetically we're cutting a cord. So when we cut a cord, they unconsciously are realizing that cord has been removed and they can't feed off of your subconscious charge. So they will get this feeling, ooh, I need to call this person. I need to reach out to this person. That is them attempting to reconnect. So play that as you will. You need to know that you are in charge and in power. You can engage, but energetically, you need to have a boundary. Physically, mentally, emotionally, you need to have a boundary, and you need to set that boundary from the moment of re-engagement, or just do not fucking engage. It's going to be different for all of us, but it's really important. I know some of these people are probably friends or family or whatever, so it is what it is. Okay, I think that's pretty good for housekeeping. You can watch this anytime. You do not need candles. I have a candle here, a black candle with a spiral on it, representing the spirals that we go through of healing. And there's also a snake on it, which is one of the symbols for Scorpio season. This is a Scorpio eclipse. I also have my scorpion hat on, so we're ready to dig deep. I've got some amazing tools here that I'm going to use to clear our energy fields. I've brought one of my I don't like slaughter anything with this, just so you know, but like I brought one of my ceremonial knives to cut some of the cords. And I've got a bunch of crystals. Obsidian, black obsidian is amazing for literally, if you see the angle on it, it is sharp, and this is good for cord cutting. We've gotten some emails, like 2 or 3 emails, people being like, that wasn't a cord cutting, like you didn't cut my cord. And I'm like, oh God, bitch. Like, we're unplugging, we're consciously detaching. I'm not going to, like, unless it channels through, but I'm not going to be like, hold the cord and cut it. It's like, shut up. Like, we are unplugging, consciously detaching. That is a cord cutting. So like, I'm not going to refund your $11. Don't call me and complain. Don't email my team. Like, we have other things to do. Like, I'm clearing your shit. You're here. We're doing it together. It's like, this is a cord cutting. And if there's confusion about that, I'm sorry. I don't know, like, investigate a different healer. I also have a smoky quartz here. So we're going to just suck all that shit out. Okay. Let's get into it. The eclipse is on the 5th of May. Stay very hydrated until then. I'm going to light this candle with you guys. We're going to do it together. The first part of this is going to be us inviting in some intention. We're going to all light the candle together, and then you're going to lean back, get comfortable, and we're going to go through a body scan, and we're going to cut and remove cords. You can watch this again anytime. This is going to be powerful anytime you tune into it. It'll have the same frequency. So if we are good to go, let's the other thing that's really important is just permission. So I have these tools. My guides are here to communicate with your guides how we want to go through this process. If you are open to this process and you are open to trusting this process and trusting me to deliver this, then you can just internally set the intention. I am open to this process. I am willing to release, and I'm going to fully show up and engage. If you are not open, you can just say, I do not wish to engage, but I will witness. It's totally up to you. But we do need to have just that engagement and that container created. So now's the time for you to just set that intention that you are here and you're willing to go through this process with me. Okay, we are intentionally disengaging. We're going to be letting go fully. So first thing I want you to do is to just close your eyes. If you're deaf, keep your eyes open, of course. If you prefer to keep your eyes open, anyone can do so. We're using our third eye, our imagination. If you cannot visualize it, some people don't visualize things super easily. Just know that it's happening. Set the intention that it's happening. You could speak it out loud. Do whatever you need to do for you that is your way of communicating to your guides and to the universe what your intention is here. So if you're not feeling it, if you're not seeing it or smelling it or hearing it, just do whatever works for you. And just trust that that's where you are right now. It will likely change over time. Just flow with that. So let's just ground into our bodies. Let's just take a moment to focus on the seat that we're sitting on, what is holding us together. I'm going to light a little bit of incense here. Just setting the intention that we are fully present, that we are letting go of our day, of any labels or roles that we have to play. Nobody here needs to be anything right now. You don't have to be a friend or a mother or a caregiver or a brother. You don't need to be a teacher or a lawyer or a garbage man or whatever you are. You don't have to be any of it. You don't have to be worried about finding a job. So let's first and foremost just clear the energy in the space. Just setting the intention. I'm using some sage. If you need to adjust yourself or you need to burp or anything like that, just let it all come up and out. And now I want you to focus on a flame that is burning in front of you, however that looks. This is the same flame that burns inside all of us. This is a flame that connects us to source energy, where we co-create our stories, part of our soul, part of our collective higher frequency. This is pure love, pure potential, and all things positive, vital, strong, healthy. So I want you to just feel those energies in your body. Feel the emotion, even if you're just faking it, feel the emotion of being strong and connected. Feel the emotion of being pure and confident and healthy, grounded. And all of that emotion in your body, that energy in motion, all of that emotion in your body, imagine it just comes out of your body and goes into this flame, and the flame just burns a little bit bigger and a little bit brighter. Give everything you've got to this flame. You are this flame, so by giving everything to the flame, you are actually providing yourself with everything that you need. So just imagine the warmth of the flame, maybe the dance of the flame, the gentle movement back and forth. Maybe it's getting larger or smaller. And as we continue to focus on this flame, the first thing I want you to do is to set a collective intention for the world. What does the world need right now? And feel it. Feel the energy of the world having that. Feel that emotion in your body. Set the attention to give that energy over to the world, to the collective, and then allow that energy to move out of your body and into the flame. Now, the second thing I want you to set an intention for is another person who needs love or light or support right now. Gratitude, a helping hand. And I don't want you to feel bad for this person or frustrated. I want you to feel happy that you can give it to them, that you can intend this for them. And then in your body, feel the emotion of you being so happy that they've received that they've actually got it, that they're able to shift with this intention that you're sending their way. Feel grateful they've been able to make these changes. Trust that they are capable. Even if this is a hard thing to do for this person, trust that they are capable of doing this. And feel so fucking grateful that you're seeing the change in their life. And then release that entirely and pass that over to the flame and just let the flame absorb that and grow larger. The third thing I want you to do is to look at yourself in 6 months from now. This future version of yourself. This is who we are right now intending to merge with. This eclipse closes and gives us a 6-month window of progress. So in 6 months from now, when we sit back down, who are you? What is that person doing? How do they feel? Feel that emotion in your body, who this future version of yourself is. Healthy, independent, safe, confident, abundant. Feel all of these emotions in your body. Give yourself permission to merge your experience with this version of yourself. And then release all of that energy into the flame, passing it over, letting it go, trusting that it will come, trusting that we're sparking a new cycle right now. We just had the Aries new moon, which is all about the spark. So watch the flame grow as we trust that this will happen, and we release the attachment to the outcome. We release the stress of when or where or how, and we just know that this is us. And before we spark this candle together, just say to yourself internally, I deserve this. Say to yourself internally, they deserve this, for the person that you set the intention for. And then as you think about the world and the collective, say internally, we all deserve this. And now opening our heart to receive that timeline and that reality. Sending gratitude for all of the lessons and the teachings that have come with these struggles and with these experiences. And just being at peace with whatever comes next in all of our individual and collective journeys. So before we lay back, if you want to keep your eyes closed, you're more than welcome to. If you want to open your eyes, We are going to light this candle. You can just imagine it lighting with your eyes closed. We're going to light this candle to spark this new cycle. And then we're going to move into the cord cutting side of this, where we unplug everything that is blocking us from this. So here's the candle. I'm going to let this candle burn all the way to the ground, or to the bottom. If you want to focus on it now, imagine that this is the flame that we just saw. We're going to light it collectively. Symbolizing the spark of that Aries new moon eclipse, that we are still moving through that energy for the next 6 months. Oh, there's so much energy here, like trying not to cry. The other thing that we're going to do now is remove anything that is blocking us from stepping into everything that we were just looking at, everything that we are becoming. So I invite you now to lay back. I'm going to walk you through this intentional release. At the end, I will sign off gently and I will disconnect. The recording will finish and I will send it to you, I think within 24 or 48 hours, with a workbook and some writing prompts. I suggest you do journal. The prompts are great. And once I sign off here, I will energetically close this down. So you're not going to be left open. It's not going to be super activating. You may feel more sensitive over the next couple of days, which is totally normal. But I suggest, if you have some extra time, to just lay in that final resting spot where right before I disconnect, and just give yourself a couple extra minutes to just feel what's different. If nothing feels different, totally cool, totally normal. Some of you might be crying. Some of you might just feel a little bit like it's going to be totally different for wherever we're at today specifically. So yeah, I invite you now to lay back, get comfortable. If you fall asleep, it's okay. The subconscious mind will still hear me, still be working through it. You'll also have the recording. I'm going to continue to do some energy work with these tools. And yeah, if you are ready, I invite you to lay back and get comfortable. I remind you to set the intention one last time that I am ready and I intend to release what holds me back from these goals. What holds me back from this higher expression of myself, from a more co-creative experience here with spirit. So all of the attachments for the world and for others, we can trust that those will be released when they are ready. They're on their own individual journey. But right now, we are going to focus on a literal body scan. So I'm going to bring you through a body scan. And anywhere where you feel there is energy that is stuck, or maybe there's an energetic leak in that area, like energy is leaking out of that area. Anywhere you feel dense energy, or there's a certain color, or something just feels not quote unquote normal, then when we come across it, just imagine yourself unplugging it. Imagine that that area has a little cord and you're going to grab that cord and you're just going to unplug it. The reason we're unplugging is because if you pull a cord out of the wall, it comes directly out of the wall. If you cut a cord, half of the cord is still attached to the wall. And then we have to go and we have to unplug it anyways. So we're going to be intentionally removing and unplugging from these experiences. So that's kind of how this is going to work. Trust yourself. Close your eyes. Let's take one collective breath. So we can inhale, 2, 3, 4, and hold. And we're going to release, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just see if you can relax your body just 10% more. Maybe let go of your eyebrows. Let your shoulders fully drop. Release your tongue from the top of your mouth. Open your jaw. Are your elbows locked? Are your knees locked? Like, just see if you can get just 10% more comfortable. We do not need to fully understand every attachment that we have. You can move into shadow work if you want to learn more about this. It's not spiritual bypassing to just ask to release these attachments. So whether or not you're conscious of all of these things, we're going to release them today. If it does not serve you, we're going to release it. We've seen the new version of ourselves, so now it's time to let go of anything holding us back. So the first thing I want you to do is to think of a television screen that is in front of you. It can be a big TV, a small TV, but I want you to see the screen. I want you to see the whole television. And I want you to imagine anything that is happening in your environment or in the world that is taking place that is distracting you. So if there's a project, if there's a community of some kind, if there is a person, a family member, an ex-lover, what is distracting you? What is taking your energy? Where have you given your power away? I want you to imagine all of these scenes, these people, these places, situations playing out on this television. And then I want you to see a cord coming out of the side of that television. And if you follow the cord along the ground, you'll see that when it reaches your body, it's plugged into your solar plexus. This is where your stomach area is. This is your energy center. So look down and see that cord. And put both hands on that cord. And unplug that cord from the collective chaos. Drop the cord on the ground. I want you to watch the cord fade away. I want you to watch the television fade away. Now I want you to trust that everything that is conscious or unconscious that is attached to your body in any area is going to be released simply because we intend for it to be released. So set the intention when I feel into these areas, I intend to release them and I will let them go fully. My guides, the universe will take care of the rest. So let's start by scanning the body at the feet. I want you to feel the soles of your feet. Does anything stand out? Is there any area that feels like it needs attention? If not, that's okay. If you could visualize that there's a color, or maybe you can actually see the person or the situation or the fear or the trauma. If there's something there, Imagine you or one of your guides can just unplug it. Imagine your heels, the heels of your foot, the back of the foot, the side of the foot. By scanning this area, are there any cords that just need to be removed? If you find any, just unplug them. Moving up to your toes, your small toe, all of your middle toes. Is there anything attached to any of this? The top of your foot, into your ankle. We get held back by a lot of things on our right ankle. I'm seeing for a lot of you just above the right ankle towards the back side. Just unplug it. Pull it out. Up the front of your shin. On both legs. Checking both ankles up into the bottom of the shin. That area, is there anything holding you back? Unplugging it. Up the front side of both of your legs. Or the side, or the back where your calves are. If there's any energy that is stuck, if there are any hooks or cords that are in there, just take them and gently unhook them and drop them, clearing them out. Up to our kneecaps and the back side of our kneecap. For a lot of you, this looks like binding, almost like a cord has wrapped around and it's holding the kneecaps in a way that doesn't let them bend, that doesn't let them walk towards the direction they need to walk in. So if that is one of you, or you see that, or you feel that binding around your knees, I invite you to just cut those cords and let them drop. And to the bottom of your thighs and the sides of your legs and the back of your thighs. If there is any energy that is stuck, if there is any bindings, almost like a fishing line and a hook, if there is anything caught in there, just detach them and let them drop to the ground. As we move up towards the root chakra and the hips, this is where a lot of us will begin to notice a lot of tension, a lot of old belief systems. This is where our fear gets stuck. There's typically a lot of cords here. This is where stress lives. This is where it enters our system when we are activated into our fight or flight, where our trauma response comes from. If you can imagine your root chakra at the base of your pelvic floor, where your sex organs are, if there's any energy stuck in there, if there are fears, if you've experienced abuse, or if there have been any traumatic events, they don't need to be sexual traumatic events. They could just be traumatic events that they shook our core beliefs. They don't allow us to find proper stability because we hold these old belief systems that these things are going to happen again. This is where the ego hijacks our experience, and the physical body goes into shock, goes into a state of anxiety, and we can't progress. So if you could see the experiences or the people or just the actions and behaviors, this is where our impulse is. This is where we self-destruct. This is where we self-sabotage. If you can see any of those behaviors, just unplug from those stories. Give yourself permission to let them go. You don't have to carry that shit. It's not supposed to be something you carry forever. So give yourself permission to unplug. And in your mind, in your mind's eye, just tear them out, get them out. And then we move into the hips where we carry grief. If there's pain that we are still carrying from losing a loved one or not being able to complete something, to get closure, to remove something the way we wanted to, if there's shame, if there's any wounds from the mother, from the womb, if we have any belief systems that our mothers gave us that we've carried for too long, just unplug yourself from those stories. Unplug that from your hips and up into the sacral chakra. It's above your sex organs. It's just below your belly button. Any toxic masculinity or abuse of power or fear of stepping into our own power. Unplug that shit. Unplug these ideas. Unplug these stories. And then moving up into the stomach by the belly button, our solar plexus. This is where we find all of our energy source. This is where we create from. Maybe into the sides of your stomach or your lower back. If you see any cords or anything that needs to be removed, just unplug it, drop it, let it go, give yourself permission to drop it. Moving up into our abdomen and our rib cage, wrapping around the back of our body. I see a lot of us carry what looks like a corset. It's like this tight wrap around our midsection of who we need to be, what we need to fit into, how we need to look, how we need to carry ourselves, societal norms, expectations that we fulfill for other people. Just cut it off. Unplug any of these cords, detach from this binding. Allow your rib cage to open. Take an inhale and give yourself space to stretch. I see people stretching their neck, crying, coughing, sneezing. Let it out of your body. Moving into the center where our heart is. Are there any cords attached to the heart space? Of people we wish could have stepped into their full potential. Of the failed relationships, maybe some of them we really did play a large role in. Maybe it was other people who couldn't show up and we put expectations on people that they could not fulfill. Just allowing ourselves to no longer carry that grief or that pain in our heart and detaching from those stories and letting those cords go. That's not your fault. It's not their fault. A lot of these people don't know a different way of doing things. They're lost. This is not your story. It's not your responsibility to heal everyone. So letting go of any of the people that we carry letting go of their stories that are not our stories and letting them out. And on the backside of our heart, any of the betrayals that we've experienced, the backstabbing, the lying, the cheating, what people do when they are in their own scarcity, when they don't understand the impact it has on other people. To just let go of that. We don't need to carry that. And then we move up into the breast area, the chest area, the clavicles, and we release any of those cords to this idea that we need to be shielded, that we need to brace for impact, that we need to be ready at all times to fight or to run or to protect ourselves, that we can drop these old stories and we can soften into the realization that there are other people out there who can love us and show up fully. Shit doesn't always have to hit the fan. We don't always need to be prepared for chaos. And releasing those cords, releasing those people who hold us back. On the backside of our shoulders, anybody that we are pulling, anybody that we are dragging through the mud because they don't want to show up, they don't want to do the work. Any of the responsibilities on top of our shoulders that we carry, other people's stories, we detach from those cords. We cut them, we clear them from the back of the neck. And now imagine both of your shoulders and down your arms, your biceps, the back of your arms, the inside, the armpits, the forearms, your wrists and your hands. Who are you grabbing for? Who are you trying to save? Who doesn't want to be saved? Who are you hoping will show up and save you? Who have we given our power away to, where we think we can't take control of our lives? We don't have the power in our hands. Who has tied themselves to your arms so that you can carry them through another cycle? Cut these cords and release these people and let them go. Let go of these stories as we come back up the arms, into the shoulders. Intend that your shoulders feel lighter. Intend that you drop the weight that you've been carrying. Maybe it's weight from the past. You don't need to carry it anymore. It served its purpose. And now we move into the throat, releasing any of the fear from external threats or from people who have smothered us or people who have tried to block our voice. Remove any cords from the throat chakra so we may speak clearly and stand in our power and understand that our words are what we need and what we use to co-create with the universe. If you are deaf, removing the cords from your wrists, from your hands, so that you can express yourself freely. This communication is also tied to your throat chakra, so clearing that area. Up into the jaw. Your cheekbones, the back of your head, your nose, any tense energy there, just detaching from it. Imagine you have this face mask on, like a gas mask, and just pull it off and drop it. Detach the cords from your eyes that don't let you see clearly, moving up to the forehead, where our third eye is overactive, overstimulated, too much information. We don't know where the truth is. Unplug the cord from your third eye that distorts your vision. And moving into the back of your head and the crown of your head and the top of your skull. This is where we are sometimes too open, where a lot of our psychic attacks come from, a lot of these ideas, these internal conversations. We don't need to continue these conversations with ourselves. So just unplug from any of those commentaries, that inner chatter. Maybe it's someone else's voice in your heads, what someone else needs from you or wants from you. Just unplug from all of it. And now I want you to just imagine that if you could see your body right now, there are all of these holes. All of these holes all over your body, from your feet, your ankles, your shins, your stomach, your chest, your back, your legs. There's all these holes where we've removed all of this. So what I want you to do is set the intention that we're going to invite in a cleansing, healing, protective light into our crown chakra. So the top of our head is going to expand open, and white light is going to pour. You can imagine it now pouring directly into your crown chakra. It's not going to come out of these holes. It is going to seal all of these holes. It is going to fill your body up internally with white light. So watch that energy pour in through your crown chakra and rush down your body, into your toes, into your feet, and it starts filling you like a cup, literally, with white light. It's sealing off all of these holes. Up your ankles, your shins, your knees, up your thighs, into your hips, your stomach, your rib cage, your chest, up into your shoulders, down your arms, into the throat, the face, up. And then as you hold all of this internal energy, the last thing I want you to do is to imagine that external energy, all of the pieces of you that are fragmented, the people who have taken too much from you, the people who still hold on to your energy, we're going to call back all of your fragmented pieces into your energy field. And they're going to be cleansed and cleaned upon return. So just imagine now that white light is coming from outside, from your environment, and it is coming into your body. It is reattaching into your energy field.
I'm an only child. What?
Oh, sorry, guys. Somebody's microphone is on. Danny, can you find that and mute it, please? Imagine that that energy is coming back into your energy field, setting the intention to return all of your energy back home, all of your energy back into yourself, where you become whole again. And I want you to just take a deep breath here as you inhale as deep as you can and hold it at the top if you can. And then release and exhale as long as possible, and maybe hold the breath out of the body for a minute, taking a pause before you inhale and return back to your normal breathing. And I ask that you just send gratitude to yourself and your guides for being here. I'm going to disconnect now. I invite you to just explore where you feel a little bit lighter. If you feel nothing has changed, it's totally fine. I promise you something has moved. things will continue to move. If you want to continue scanning your body and unplugging, you can go through that again right now or at another time. If you want to continue filling yourself up with that source energy and sealing and protecting yourself or calling back these pieces of yourself, you can do that now or anytime. I invite you to be aware of the changes that you experience over the next couple days, couple weeks, couple months, as we move into the final eclipse. And then we are in a fresh cycle for 6 months. I will see you all at the eclipse workshop. We will do one more final cleanse there. I'm sending you all so much love. You're not alone. This is crazy, I know. And you deserve so much peace and pleasure. So if you have a minute to just sit a little bit longer in this energy, I invite you to do so. When you're ready, you can come back into the space and just stay hydrated, journal, and do whatever else you need to do to allow this energy to play out however it will. I'm sending you all so much love. And yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting. There's so many faces that I see on a bunch of the other workshops, which is amazing. So for those of you who want to stay in this space a little bit longer, I'm going to disconnect now. Sending you all so much love. And we will get through this. I promise. Okay. Ciao, you guys. Danny, you can stop the recording and disconnect anytime.